TCG card enthusiasts, welcome to another specialty video where today I got some more fun opening for you all. As you all remember, we opened up 2 full booster boxes of the new My Little Pony card game Fantasy Wonderland by Kayou, the Chinese card game manufacturer. Well, come to find out, not only did they release the first booster set, they also released 6 starter decks based on the main cast themselves. So, we're busting them. We got Twilight, Rarity, Fluttershy, Rainbow Dash, Pinkie Pie, and Applejack. So, you get 1 starter deck of each of the characters in a case. So I decided to get a case from my local game store, Valkryies Vault in Brownsburg, Indiana. Again, a link down in the description below if you guys want to check out their web store or give them a call if you're in Brownsburg. I had to special order this with the shop because they didn't have it at the time, so I put in a special order. They got these in for me. These are the English releases, so I'm very thankful to have a shop where I can ask the shop owner to get me something or see if they can get it and then get it to me. Mainly because I found that these all 6 on Amazon. But I prefer to go through my local gaming store rather than go through Amazon and all that. I believe Amazon was the main Kayou producer, or you could go through Kayou itself. I'm not sure if I'm even saying the name right or not, but anyways, you could go through the manufacturer through Amazon and got all 6 of them in one case. Instead, I decided to go to my local game store because I do 100% like supporting my local LGS game stores. That's where I go to play, that's where I go to buy, that's where I can get sleeves, that's all that stuff. So anyways, I asked to see if they could get it. They got me a full case, like I said, with one of each of the characters. So again, this is the starter decks. This is how you would learn to play the game. This had everything you would need to learn to play the game besides going online to the website of Kayou website and learn the rules. Again, I wasn't sure if they released starter decks. It's a little suspicious that most card games just release with a booster set instead of a starter deck, but come to surprise, if you look a little bit online, you can find the starter decks. So anyways, we just got a nice box here. I'm probably going to be keeping these boxes. These are really nice looking boxes, 100%. Anyways, we got some art on the side. We do get, so again, your specifications. This is, of course, Twilight. Like I said, you get 1 for each of the main cast. So each contains a 70 card starter deck, including 50 main, a 15 scene, and 1 main character, and 4 story cards. The story cards are unique to this, so if you actually want these story cards, you have story cards in the starter decks. You have to get them. They don't come in the set itself. And then basically that's it, as well as you get 3 booster packs in here as well. The booster packs rotations is a 2 out of 3 of 2 common, 1 uncommon / sapphire rare, and then 1 ER emerald rare or shining emerald rare, and then 1 SR, which is silver rare. I think in my my box openings, I called the SR sapphire rare. No, the SPR is sapphire, SR is silver. And then you get 1 pack of in here of 2 common, 1 uncommon / sapphire rare, 1 emerald rare or / emerald shining, and then 1 silver rare, gold rare, colorful rare, or double rare shining. So I believe what's all the alts on this, I don't know if it's stuff that comes from the main set or if it's alts from the starter deck itself. We will see that. We're going to bust all those packs at the end. I want to show you the starter decks themselves first, and then we'll go bust the packs last. So let's bust this open, trying, not to fully destroy the box. Inside, we do get everything that is specified. We get a deck of 70 cards. The 3 promo packs, I would call them promo packs, for the set from the booster. And then you get the ginormous how to play guide. So this is not only just a playmat, It is also the instruction booklets. So there you go. So again, you can find all the instructions online. You can find everything online itself. So you just get all of that. So there you are, everything you would need to know to understand to play the game, how the game flows, each of the steps. And then, like I said, the front side is your main playing area and all of that. So if you were a little confused of how to play the game or anything like that, you'd have this giant playmat with your instructions. Now again, I'm a little not sold of liking all my rules on a playmat, because it means I'd have to bust the back of the playmat just to see the rules if I wanted a quick reference guide or anything like that. That's not something I want. I would rather have a booklet, you know, with all the rules attached to it and everything. You know, just a quick guide rather than... But I don't mind playmats either, because I think they're pretty nice, especially to tell you how the game is laid out, where each thing is, especially for new players. It's always very helpful. After a while, once you played the game enough, you can usually well enough play on something like this or any other type of mat. Or, of course, you can get a custom-built mat with basically that playmat style built onto it, so you always have a reference guide of where things go. So here we go for, of course, the deck itself. We got our main character. This is, of course, who moves along the storyline. This is the Ruby Rare. So we got Twilight Sparkle. Then we got 2 of this Twilight Sparkle. That is appear if there are any Aloysius in your adventure area. Choose one character with inspiration 5 or less in your rival's adventure area and retire it. Then we got 2 Aloysius. I believe this is a different version of Aloysius than the one we got in the set. So yes, this is technically different, because here we have a 1/2 cost Aloysius. This is the Aloysius from the main set. That states on it, appear if you have any Twilight Sparkle in your adventure area, this character gets +1 inspiration. This, of course, Aloysius says choose one Twilight Sparkle in your adventure area, add appear, it gets +2 inspiration in your turn. So we are getting different arts here. It's a little sad we're only getting 2 copies of them each. I don't like that. I've been kind of maybe spoiled too much by Star Wars Unlimited giving you a playset of the specialty rare cards that come into sets that aren't 4-ofs. You get 3 copies of Twilight Sparkle Uncommon. With Appear, this character gets +2 inspiration until the end of the turn. Then you get, I believe that, I don't know which, where this Twilight is from. I can't tell based on the art. Then we got 3 just vanilla Twilight. This is Winter Wrap-Up. I can tell that one easy because of the vest. We got 3 Spike. Now, the weird part is they're doing a lot of 3-ofs, even though technically in the game, your max copies you can have in a deck of any card with the similar like information down here is 4. So it's very interesting that they're only doing 3 copies. So anyways, we have Spike. This is, of course, from Spike from the first episode. That, of course, would be searching for the elements of harmony. Basically, it's the first episode of the entirety of the series where the animation looked really rough if you ever go back and watch season 1. Has Spike of Farewell, draw 2, discard 1. Then we have Triple Spike. I'm not oh, this is still in the first episode. Searching for the elements of harmony. Appear of discard 1, draw 1. A little strange, it's a discard, draw 1. Usually it's draw 1 and then discard 1. We got Twilight Sparkle Vanilla. Not sure what episode that one is from. Then we got another Twilight Sparkle Vanilla. Again, not overly sold on where the art is from that episode, but I do like the art of her just kind of looking quizzical and all that. We got Vanilla Pouty Spike. I still believe this is all from episode 1, because I believe this is when Twilight says she's got to take him to bed. Then we got Spike again for more vanilla spikes. Then we got the man, the myth, the legend himself, Mr. Aloysius. 4 copies of Aloysius. With Appear, reveal top card of your deck, put it top or bottom of your deck. Just a little scry. So it's interesting. So the commons come in. They're giving you 4 copies of each of the commons. So yes, you get 4 copies of the commons. which is interesting. And then the uncommons, you're getting 3 copies of each of them. And then the sapphire rares, you're getting 2 copies each of the sapphire rares. And then, of course, you only need 1 ruby rare character. So very interesting how they're doing that. For the plot itself, we have the elements of searching for the elements harmony, the 2-part starter of how the entirety of this series goes. This is how it all begins. This is where it all goes. So number 1 is, again, just like all the other ones here, is that when promoted to the stage, draw 1 card. Then we have searching for the harmony 2. When promoted to the stage, draw 2 cards, discard 1. Searching for the elements harmony 3. When promoted to the stage, choose 1 event in your entire area, add it to your hand. And then finally, searching for the elements of harmony 4, get promoted, win the game. There is a little bit of texture because you can kind of see it when you flick the card in light. There is some texture and I can feel it. So again, it's very interesting. All of the plots are very much different. It kind of matters on which ones you want to go with. For instance, the ones out of the set, like the Fluttershy's curing Philomena, is all really about like pets and stuff. So it'd be heavy on Fluttershy doing things with pets, like a pet strategy and all of that. So it's very interesting that there's just different strategies you can kind of take with, the different plots that you want to go down. So very interesting. I also like it because it's still like you're plotting out the entirety of the show. So technically this is episode 2. This is the part 2 of it. So technically all these plots are from part 2 of searching for the elements of harmony. Part 1 is more of setting up the Twilight's friends and kind of setting them up, who they are, meeting each of them. So we would meet, Pinkie, Applejack, Rarity, Fluttershy, and Rainbow Dash. And then and then part 2 is all about finding the elements of harmony. So we kind of go through that. So it's a fun thing. So again, if you don't also know, the backs have a little synopsis of like the episode and all of that. So if you're ever curious, you can read through that. It gives you a little synopsis of what's happening in the plot itself. Anyways, moving on from there, we then have our item. These items or... no, I don't think they're item. They're event cards. So here we go for the events. We have 4 copies of Field Reference. Choose 1 Twilight Sparkle adventure area. Gets +2 inspiration until the end of your turn. I wonder if that's going to have to be put in the rules once they get to season. Because I believe in the Chinese version, I think they have box 3 already, which should be in set 3, season 3, which turns into Princess Twilight Sparkle, which of course after they go into set 4, that does officially become Princess Twilight Sparkle. So it'd be very interesting to see exactly what they do with it going forward with all of that. So if Twilight Sparkle can still reference Princess Twilight Sparkle. Of course, that'll all be game mechanic. But I guess someone told me in the comments, box 2 is based on season 2 because we got Discord cards coming in, baby. Can't wait to bust open that when it hits English. Really love the Discord. So we got 4 of that Sapphire. Then we have 4 events of search your library for draw 2 cards. Never horrible there. So again, a nice draw 2 Sapphire. Then we have 3 more event Sapphires of experience report. Choose 1 character in Victory. It won't retire in contact until the end of the phase, kind of just like protection. Then we got 4 copies of the item card of Guide Tome. Only adorned Twilight Sparkle characters next to adorned character gets +1 inspiration, so in the adjacent area. So you want this Twilight to be in the middle, so you give the adjacent bonus to the other 2. And then the last is 15 copies of the Golden Oak Library, your scene deck overall. So again, as long as it has the everyday mark on it, which this one does, you can include up to 15 copies of it, so ignores the 4-copy restriction. Because a lot of these only really interact with a specific character. So in this case, because the deck is mostly Twilight Sparkle and Spike is kind of a supporting character, this all really supports Spike. So anyways, they all have the exact same thing of info boost. Your Twilight Sparkle gets +1 inspiration to the end of the contest. What's neat about this is that since I busted open, I've now busted 5 booster boxes. This shows how much I've actually liked this set and really enjoy the arts and been trying to get a play set of most of everything. The Shining ERs in the main set are just these cards here, day and night cycled. So you could get a day or a night, but it's just these cards. It's just the inspiration boost cards from the main set itself. So the all art ERs in the booster are just the day and night cycles of these ones. So they're just the colored versions of the starter deck. Emerald rares. So that is our Twilight Sparkle deck itself. We're going to move on to now Miss Rarity herself. Again, we'll bust the specialty booster packs at the end. Once again, 70 card starter deck. 3 boosters. 1 playmat / rules. It just differ. The cards in here for the rule sets just differ based on what character you've chosen. Alright, starting off with Rarity, the Ruby Rare character herself. Then, of course, 2 copies of Rarity, the Silver Rare. Farewell, choose 1 event or item in your retirement area. Add it to your hand. Double Opalescence, or Opal for short, but Opalescence is the full name of Rarity's cat. Or Opal. Appear, choose 1 Rarity event area, gets +2 inspiration to the end of this turn. After that, there's our Sapphire Rares. We're going to our uncommons of triple Rarity with Farewell of draw 1 card. I'm not exactly sure the art of that Rarity. This, of course, is Rarity from Winter Wrap-Up. So triple of just vanilla Rarity, uncommon. Rarity's annoying little sister, as she calls it. Sweetie Belle. I believe this is Stairmaster. Yep, that's Stairmaster 100%. So Sweetie Belle is Farewell. Choose 1 event with a cost force of Harmony 3 or less in your retirement area. Add it to your hand. Triple Opalescence. Of course, Opal for short. Rarity's cat. Appear. Choose 1 Rarity in your event area. Gets +2 inspiration until the end of your turn. Then for our commons, we have triple Rarity. Of course, you know, if you play enough games where you have the exact same name, there's not much you can say about it. Like, they could do the Lorcana thing of Rarity, this name, or anything like that. I mean, Star Wars does subtitle names to differ them. But again, it's just Luke Skywalker. Anyways, we have Rarity with Farewell. Choose 1 character with inspiration 2 or less in your rival's venture area to retire. Then we have triple vanilla Rarity. Again, these are all our commons. Triple vanilla Rarity. Triple vanilla Sweetie Belle. Again, I don't know 100% where they're taking most of these arts. If I do know them, I will point them out. And triple vanilla Opal. That art of Opal is a little odd there, just kind of uncanny valley staring at your soul. For Rarity's plot cards, we have Dog and a Pony Show. I think I talked about this when we talked about digging for gems, where I wasn't sold on Dog and a Pony Show. I mean, I think it's a neat episode, but I think it turns Rarity into a little whiny, you know what. So anyways, again, 1 is just promoted to the stage, draw 1 card. Dig, pony, dig! Anyways, in the Diamond Dog voices were pretty irritated. Like I said, they only appeared once in the entire series. Diamond Dogs themselves appeared more in the comics. So they only appeared 1 time in the show and appeared again in the comics. So anyways, Dog and a Pony Show 2, when promoted to this stage, all characters in your venture area get +1 inspiration to the end of your turn. Dog and a Pony Show 3, where Rarity has turned the Diamond Dogs to doing the work themselves so that she stops whining. When promoted to this stage, choose 1 Rarity in your retirement area, add it to your hand. And then finally, after that, Dog and a Pony Show 4, which again, you just win the game. This is after they take all the gem stones and everything. So after all her Rarity's friends rescue her from the Diamond Dogs. Anyways, for our Sapphire Rare events, we got triple tailor-made. I'm pretty sure this is suited for success. choose one rarity with an inspiration 3 or less in your adventure area. It won't retire until the end of your turn, so basically just kind of gives you protection. 3, dress for competition. Only use when there's any rarity in your adventure area, draw 1 card. This is Sonic Rainboom. The whole gimmick of the episode is Rainbow Dash is trying to compete in a competition. Young Flyers competition can't do a Sonic Rainboom, which is basically just think of Rainbow Dash breaking the sound barrier and a rainbow flies behind her. And then the whole gimmick is that instead of Twilight's going to give them all wings so everyone can go see, because apparently the only beings that can step on clouds are Pegasus, if this makes any sense in this universe. It makes sense in the universe, not in true life. So to step on clouds, there's a spell to do it, which Twilight later finds, but the original spell was a transmutation spell that gave Rarity butterfly wings. And it kind of then turns into the whole gimmick of, don't fly too close to the sun with Icarus, because she flies too close to the sun, her wings burn out, and then she practically falls to her death, just like Icarus does. From the Roman or Greek mythology. So yeah, Sonic Rainboom, everyone. That's when she's competing the exact same time Rarity Rainbow is. And then finally we have Steam Therapy. This is it's the color green, I forget it. But this is when, of course, photo finish and when Fluttershy becomes a model for photo finish. So anyways, that triple Steam Therapy. Choose one event with a cost Force of Harmony 3 or less in your time area added to your hand. And our only item for the entirety of the game for Rarity's deck is Dress Form. While in Rival's turn, Adorned character gets +1 inspiration. And then Rarity's Emerald Rare scene card is just her Home of Carousel Boutique. Inspo booster. Your Rarity gets +1 inspiration until the end of your contact. So that is the Rarity deck herself. It is time to move on past the 2 unicorns to the first Pegasus, being Fluttershy. For the Fluttershy starter deck, here is our Fluttershy adventure character herself. I do really like the art. They really do look nice, these adventure arts. Then after that, we got 2 Fluttershy Silver Rare with her Hold Them Bunnies. With, of course, up here, if there are any Angel in your adventure area, draw 1 card. Of course, Angel is Angel Bunny is the full name, but Angel is Fluttershy's pet rabbit. Then we got 2 copies of Angel. While there's any Fluttershy in your adventure area, this character gets +2 inspiration until the end of your turn. So not too bad, like cheap cost thing. Now we're gonna move in the uncommons. We got triple Fluttershy with Appear. Choose 1 character inspiration 2 or less in your rival's adventure area to retire. Triple Vanilla Fluttershy, again from Fall Weather Friends. Triple Philomena, okay, so we got Philomena, of course, Celestia's pet from Curing Philomena, that Fluttershy attempts to cure even though she doesn't realize it's a phoenix, so it's meant to die, so it can be rebirthed. Triple Angel Bunny, this is Dragonshy, this is actually him and Dragonshy, where Fluttershy is telling him to slow down from eating. Adventure, while there is any Fluttershy in your adventure area, this character gets +2 inspiration in your rival's turn. Then for the commons, we got 4 copies of Fluttershy with Adventure. While in rival's turn, this character gets +2 inspiration. I believe that is Fall Weather Friends from the look of it. I'm not sure that this Fluttershy is from. But anyways, Appear, choose, we got 4 copies of this one. Appear, choose 1 pet in your adventure area. It gets +2 inspiration to your turn. So Fluttershy is really about pets, if you really don't know. Again, the Curing Philomena definitely feels like a Fluttershy one, where it's definitely heavy on pets for Fluttershy. We got 4 copies of Vanilla Fluttershy. I'm not sure what episode this one's from. We got 4 copies of Just a Turtle. It's a turtle from, I believe, Dragonshy. So it's just a random turtle from Dragonshy because we just need to make sure we have pet synergy in here. And then 4 copies of just an Angel Bunny, Vanilla Angel Bunny. For, of course, the plot. With a plot, of course, is Dragonshy. I wasn't sold on this episode. I like some of it. I do like a little bit of it. I'm not completely sold of it as a good episode. But nonetheless, Stage 1, When promoted, draw 1 card. Stage 2, when promoted to this stage, choose a character in your adventure area, gets +2 inspiration to the end of the turn. Stage 3, of course this is Pinkie's little song of a hop, skip, and a jump. Kind of actually catchy. When promoted to this stage, choose 1 pen in your retirement area, add it to your hand. And then finally, as of course, stage 4, you just straight win the game when Fluttershy, is able to force a dragon to leave, because that's just Fluttershy for you. It's always the shy ones you never expect. For our events cards, we got Aid for moving frogs out. This is Feeling Pinkie Keen. This is when Pinkie shows her Pinkie sense, which allows her to see the future. Yeah, don't ask me how. Like I said, Pinkie is the Deadpool of the My Little Pony universe. Anyways, choose 1 Fluttershy in your adventure area, gets +2 inspiration for the turn. I also like that we have, they did put in here, the depressed looking frog. So she's moving them from one pond to Froggy Bottom Bog, because it's gotten overpacked, and I just like there's the one random frog that's just depressed. We have our second event. Again, all our events are Sapphire Rares of Flower Picking Day. Choose 1 character with inspiration 2 or less in your rival's adventure area to retire. This is the Parasprite episode. And finally, our final event is Healthy Salad from Ticketmaster. All pet in your adventure area get +2 inspiration until the end of your turn. And then our one and only item is Rabbit Pocket Watch. Only Adorn Fluttershy. Adorn character gets +1 inspiration for each character in your adventure area. I think this is Feeling Green or something like that. I believe that's what this Angel Bunny is coming from. But anyways, just an Adorn to a Fluttershy. And then the 15 scene cards for Fluttershy's deck is, of course, Fluttershy's College with Inspo Boost. Your Fluttershy gets +1 inspiration until the end of your contact. So that, of course, is the good old Fluttershy deck. It's time to move on to the second Pegasus herself. The cool and awesome one that can get the clouds whipped in 10 seconds flat, Miss Rainbow Dash. Alrighty, here we go for Miss Rainbow Dash. Here's her adventure. The weird part is, I wonder now, once they get to at least season 6, if we're going to potentially get a Spike starter deck. I think it'd be cool to see what we could do for Spike, because there's definitely some interesting Spike episodes, especially Spike with Princess Ember. I would like to see a starter deck for Starlight Glimmer, just because she became very much a part of the main cast once season 6 hit. And I could still see them doing a 1 for each of the major princesses, like Celestia, Luna, and Cadence. Like I could see Cadence for Canterlot Wedding, just because it's a very important thing. I could also see that for Chrysalis. I also like them to do 1 for each of the main villains. Give us 1 for the villains, like 𝐒𝐿𝐷, who suddenly turns the entirety of season 4 finale into a Dragon Ball Z episode. Yeah, if you've never seen it, go watch it. It's definitely worth just watching the fight scene between Twilight and 𝐒𝐿𝐷, because it basically just turns into a Saturday morning cartoon of Dragon Ball Z. It's like, it just becomes that. And you know what? If it's been inspired by Dragon Ball, then it's going to be inspired by Dragon Ball. So I would like Kayou, by the time season 4 drops, to give us all arts of Twilight and 𝐒𝐿𝐷 battling like they're Vegeta and Son Goku. Like, give us some arts to commemorate, of course, I believe where you got inspired for that, of course, Dragon Ball itself, and give some inspiration to, of course, Kiri Toriyama. May he rest in peace. So anyways, we got Miss Rainbow Dash herself. We got Rainbow Dash, of course, the 2 of Silver Rare. I like Tank yawning in the background. I don't know if I feel really okay with that art of Rainbow. I don't know. It feels kind of off to me. It doesn't feel like Rainbow Dash. Rainbow is supposed to be like a tomboyish girl who doesn't really like girly things. But anyways, it is kind of cute, though. I do like the tank in the background. Anyways, appear if there's any tank in your adventure area. Choose 1 character with inspiration 4 or less in your rival area to retire. Then we got 2 about himself Tank, and of course that is a pose Rainbow does do, so that actually is perfectly fine. Tank has adventure tap. Choose 1 Rainbow Dash in your adventure area, gets +1 inspiration until the end of your turn. And then our uncommons are Triple Rainbow Dash. I don't know where from. Adventure, when this character intervenes the plan, draw 1 card. Intervene means hit your opponent's plan, because that's the only way you can actually move up in your plan or your plot, basically, which is called plan. I call them the plot because they're technically the plot of the show. But If you hit your opponent's plan and knock out the top card off it, you can that's how you move up in your plan. But other than that, that's how you actually have to win the game, is you move up through it. So it's going to be very interesting exactly to see how this game flows itself. If it's a quick one, or if it really can flow pretty quick. So anyways, we got triple vanilla Rainbow Dash from Winter Wrap-Up. Triple Scootaloo, of course, from Stairmaster. Farewell, choose one character with inspiration 1 or less in your Venture's Library to retire. Just a really nice card here. She's not Rainbow Dash's sister, but she's like a pseudo-sister to Rainbow Dash. She idolizes Rainbow. Triple Tank, yes. Rainbow Dash herself has a tortoise or a turtle, depending. I thought he was a tortoise in the show. I swore he's a tortoise, so this is completely wrong. Turtle is not right. He's a tortois. But anyways, a tank appear. Choose one Rainbow Dash in your adventure area. Gets +2 inspiration in the end of the turn. And then our commons, which we know we're going to get almost all 4 of. We got Rainbow Dash from Dragonshy. I believe that's where this one's coming from. This character gets +2 inspiration to the end of the turn. Again, everything right now that we've seen that I busted open from the starter deck, so the booster is all about Season 1. Like I said, it sounds like each of the boosters are going to be set in with a unique theme, like this is Fantasy Wonderland. No, that, but still set within like all the majority of the cards and scenes and plans and all of that. Every image they're using are all from Season 1, so everything looks Season 1. We got triple Rainbow Dash. Well, I guess Tank technically isn't until Season 2. Because I think that's when, yeah, I think Tank technically isn't until Season 2. Aloysius is in Season 1. I don't think Tank is until Season 2. Then we see Opal. Then we see most of the pets in Season 1. I forget if we see Tank in Season 1 or Season 2. I swore I thought he was a Season 2 character. He may be a Season 1 character. But it really doesn't really matter either way. Tank should be with Rainbow Dash. So anyways, we got Rainbow Dash, just vanilla. Then we got 4 more Rainbow Dash vanillas. Not sure where that art's from. Then we got 4 Scootaloo. I believe this is 𝐂𝐓𝐾𝐒. I believe that's the art here where we first meet Scootaloo. So anyways, we got 4 vanilla Scootaloos. And then we got 4 Tank. I swore I thought this was a Season 2 episode. This may not be Season 2 episode. I'm forgetting the name, but I swore it's a Season 2 episode because I like the song that's out of this. And I don't remember the animation being bad in this one. So I'm pretty sure he's in Season 2, but it doesn't really matter. It's nice to just have Tank overall in the in it, because again, they are just showcasing everybody's pets. So again, it's nice just to have everybody has their pet. So anyways, the best young flyer. So this is, of course, is the competition we talked about with Rarity, where Rainbow Dash is competing to try to do the Sonic Rain Boom. Again, 1 is just when promoted, draw 1 card. 2 is Rainbow's attempting to create a Sonic Rain Boom. When promoted to this stage, choose 1 character with inspiration 2 or less in your rival area to retire. Then we have the best young flyer when she actually does do the Sonic Rain Boom. When promoted to this stage, choose 1 Rainbow Dash in your retirement area, add it to your hand. And then finally, the best young flyer for you just win the game after she wins the competition because of the Sonic Rain Boom. For our events, we got Hoofshake Buzzer. This is Griffin Brush Off. This is when Rainbow Dash and Pinkie learn of their love of pranks. Choose 1 Rainbow Dash in your adventure area. It gets +2 inspiration to the end of your turn. We got the best young flyers. This is when Rainbow Dash not only saves Rarity from plummeting to her death, she also saves the Wonderbolts who Rarity knocked out from falling to their death. Yes, a kids show literally had characters falling to their death. Great. Really good for the kiddies. Rushing Rescue. Draw 1 card. Choose 1 Rainbow Dash in your adventure area. It gets +1 inspiration until the end of your turn. We got Rainbow Dash from with training accent from, of course, Suited for Success. Suited for Success. Choose 1 character with inspiration 3 or less in your adventure's rival area to retire. And finally, for Rainbow's item, we got Prank Sneeze Powder again from Griffin Brush Off. While in your turn, Adorn character gets +2 inspiration. And then finally, the one and only Cloudsdale for Rainbow's scene. So there we go, folks. That is Rainbow's deck. it is time to move to the first of the Earth ponies, Miss Applejack. Here we go, Applejack. There she is, your adventure. Then we got two Applejack with Winona. Okay, farewell. We reveal the top two cards of your deck. Choose one Applejack or Apple Bloom from them and add it to your hand. Move the rest to retirement area. Then we got two Winona, Applejack's loyal dog. Choose one Applejack in your adventure area. It gets +1 inspiration to the end of your turn. Then we have for our uncommons, triple Applejack with adventure. While there is any untapped scene in your scene area, this character gets +2 inspiration. Of course, this is Ticketmaster Applejack. Then we got triple vanilla Applejack from Winter Wrap-Up. Triple Apple Bloom, Applejack's little sister from Stairmaster. Appear, choose one Winona in your adventure area. It gets +2 inspiration until the end of your turn. Interesting they're doing an art for Apple Bloom that way, because technically Stairmaster is a Season 2 episode. Which again, I think that they're using some arts from Season 2 in the starter decks. Feels like the main set is based heavily around Season 1, besides Tank, because I still think Tank is a Season 2 episode. But again, I think the pets are very important to have no matter what season you're basing the box sets on. We got triple Winona. Raise Adventure tap, choose one scene area, untap it. So a nice way to just like untap itself and all that. Triple, as we move into commons, triple Applejack from Search for the Elements of Harmony. Farewell, if there's any untapped scene in your scene area, draw 2 cards. Pretty cool. Applejack feels like right now is like not overly over-tapping your resources, kind of like keeping some up for additional effects. Triple vanilla Applejack from Fall Weather Friends. Triple Apple Bloom. I'm not sure which version of Apple Bloom this is from, but there she is. Triple Big Mac. Just vanillas over here, so Big Mac from Fall Weather Friends. And triple Winona. Don't know where the Winona art is from. I believe from Applebuck season. I believe that's what the look is. I believe this is when Applejack is trying to round up all the bunnies for Fluttershy to take a census of them. For the scenes for Applejack, we have Applebuck season. This is officially the second episode, the entirety of the show, besides the 2-parter starter. So anyways, scene 1 is always draw 1 card. Buck season 2, this is of course when we start seeing AJ is trying to do everything herself and slowly getting exhausted as she affects all her promises she made to all her friends. So anyways, when promoted to this stage, choose one scene area, untap it. Then we have Applebuck season. When promoted to this stage, choose one Applejack in your retirement area, add it to your hand. This is now when all her friends now decide to help her out of harvesting. And then finally, stage 4 is just win the game. For our events, we have Die Advertisement. I forget what this episode is, but this is when the Cutie Mark Crusaders started running around trying to actually do different things to get their cutie marks. Choose one Applejack in your adventure area. It gets +2 inspiration to the end of your turn. We got Rope Trick from Fall Weather Friend. Choose one Applejack and one Apple Bloom in your adventure area. It gets +2 inspiration till the end of your turn. Then we have Lullaby for an Apple Tree. Oh shoot, what's the tree's name again? Bloomberg. It's Bloomberg. She's taking it from her farm to Appaloosa. That's the whole plot of Over a Barrel, pretty much. Besides also the indigenous people arc with the pioneer ponies. So anyways, use only when there are 5 or more scenes in your scene area. Draw 2 cards. And then finally for Applejack's item, we have the one and only Apple Bucket. Only adorn Applejack while in your turn, adorn characters gets +3 inspiration. And then finally, one and only Applejack's ER and of course Sweet Apple Acres, which again inspo boost. Your Applejack gets +1 inspiration until the end of your turn. Till the end of the contact. So anyways, that there is good old Miss Applejack herself. We only have one more pony to go, and that is Pinkie Pie. For our final starter, we got Pinkie Pie. Here she is, with of course her adventure. Then we got double Pinkie Pie. Adventure, while there is any character adorned with one item in your adventure. This character gets a +1 inspiration, where Fluttershy feels like she's about pets. Applejack felt like she's a little about untapping abilities and keeping scenes untapped. Wasn't sure what Twilight, Rarity, or Rainbow were about, but Pinkie feels like she's an item deck. And we got to Gummy! Pinkie Pie is, of course, alligator pet with no teeth. That's the reason why he's known as Gummy, not because he looks like a gummy shark or a gummy alligator. Yes, he is an alligator. Or a crocodile. I thought he was an alligator. Here it says it's crocodile. I thought he was an alligator. I swore I thought it was an alligator in the TV show, Feeling Pinkie Keen as well. Huh. Oh well. Anyways, she's got a farewell, draw 1, discard 1. So anyways, we're moving on, of course, to our uncommons of triple vanilla Pinkie from Party of 1. Triple Pinkie from Winter Wrap-Up with Venture. While there is any item in your retirement area, this character gets +2 inspiration for the turn. Triple Mrs. Cake. Very interesting to see Mrs. Cake in Pinkie Pies, but again, the cakes are very associated with Pinkie themselves, because this is where Pinkie works, is the cake's sugar cube corner. Appear, choose one character in rival area, it gets -2 inspiration till the end of your turn. Pretty interesting. Triple Gummy with Adventure. While in your turn, this character gets +2 inspiration. I swear, when they get to season 6, yeah, it's season 6 where they do the 100th episode, or maybe season 7. I think it's either 6 or 7. It may be 5. It may be before Starlight becomes a major character in the show. But anyways, where Gummy has existential speech on philosophy. So yeah, I would like to see a card with that on it. So anyways, for the commons, triple Pinkie Pie. I believe this is search for harmony. Search for the elements of harmony. Adventure, at the end of your turn, if there's any gummy in your adventure area, draw 1 card. Triple Pinkie. Vanilla Pinkie, I don't know what the art is from or where the scene is. Triple Mrs. Cake. We didn't get a Mr. Cake, just Mrs. Cake. Just Mrs. Cake. I think her original name was Chiffon Swirl. I remember it. It was back when we were learning about Applejack's parents. That was well late into towards the end of the series. So anyways, for Vanilla Mrs. Cake, 4 Vanilla Gummy from Party of 1. And then 4 more Vanilla Gummy from Party of 1. He just looks like he's stoned out of his mind, man. Anyways, then we got Feeling Pinkie Keen. This is, of course, like I said, the episode where Pinkie can predict the future through different twitches and buzzes through her body. So the whole gimmick right now is seeing that she has this full-on buzzing that's happening with her, this big doozy. And the whole gimmick is that it's at Froggy Bottom Bog where Fluttershy is, where she's taking her course the frogs. So it's a whole episode of Twilight trying to use science to explain Pinkie's ability to predict the future. And it's literally about learning that not everything can be explained and just having to kind of trust stuff. That's kind of what you hear from, if you've ever seen the movie Polar Express, where the conductor's like, seeing is believing, but not everything. But I think the quote goes, but we can't really see everything. But the things we believe the most are the things we can't see. So a lot of times that's just how it goes, where seeing is believing, but we believe in things that we really can't figure out or understand or see. Then scene 2 is when the Hydra pops out behind Twilight after she, of course, speaks on Pinkie not for the doozy not being true. Anyways, when promoted to the stage, choose one character in Rival's adventure area. It gets -2 inspiration at the end of your turn. Then we have, of course, 3. When promoted to this stage, choose one item in your retirement area. This is, of course, after Twilight trusts Pinkie's sense to just make a leap of faith, and then she just happens to bounce herself into safety. And then 4 is, I don't think did we finish reading 3? 3 is choose one promoted when promoted to the stage, choose one item in your retirement area, add it to your hand, and then finally number 4 is when Twilight accepts that she can't understand Pinkie's ability, and anyways, you win the game. The only event for Pinkie, because her deck is associated to items, is the Blue Curse. Oh, what is this episode? It's Bridal Gossip, I think. No, it's not Bridal Gossip. I forget the episode, but it's the episode where we first meet 𝐒𝐍𝐶, and then they've all been cursed with poison jokes, so Fluttershy has to sing with a deep voice, a deep man's voice, Pinkie's little song about 𝐒𝐍𝐶. So anyways, Blue Curse, draw 2, discard 1. It's a fun episode. It's a little fun episode. Anyways, most of Pinkie's stuff is going to be in items from the Pear Sprite episode. We have instrument set. While in your turn, adoring character gets +1 inspiration. The head umbrella from Feeling Pinkie Keen. While in Rival's turn, adoring character gets +2 inspiration. Pinkie's flying balloons. I believe this is from Griffin Brush Off. Only adoring to Pinkie Pie, adoring character gets +1 inspiration. And then finally, Pinkie's ER being Sugar Cube Corner. Again, inspo boost. Your Pinkie Pie gets +1 inspiration to the end of the contact. So that is it, folks. That is all of the Pinkie Pie's deck. Now then, we have a bunch of promo packs to go through for everything. Alright, here we go. Promo packs. Now, I don't know what we're going to expect to see from here. I guess it's cards from the starter decks. So again, our breakdown is that we are expected to get out of each starter deck 3 packs, which we did. 2 of them, again, will be 2 common, 2 uncommon / sapphire, +1 ER or shining ER, and 1 silver rare. The 1 in 3 chance one is 2 common, 1 uncommon / sapphire, +1 ER / shining ER, plus then 1 silver, or 1 silver rare / gold rare / colorful rare / double rare shining. So again, there are 6 types of commons, 6 types of gold rare, 6 types of silver rare, 7 types of uncommon, 9 types of common, 10 types of silver rare, 6 ER, 6 shining, 6 ER, 6 shining double ruby rare, and then 6 shining ER. So we'll have to see what exactly this pack holds, and there is no rip tab. So anyways, the pack is going to have a vanilla Rarity, a vanilla Rainbow Dash, a Cloud Minium, again Rainbow Dash, Cloud Minium, you can, your Rainbow Dash gets a +1 inspiration boost until the end of your contact. Then we have a Rarity. This is, of course, a silver rare Rarity. Choose one character in your adventure area, gets +1 inspiration boost in a turn. That's a pre-plan. And then a Twilight Sparkle will appear. Reveal the top card of your deck. If it's an event, draw 2 cards. Next up, we got Pinkie Pie, Scootaloo, Carousel Boutique, a Twilight Sparkle with Adventure, tap, draw 1, discard 1, SR. And then today's homework, only adoring the Twilight Sparkle or Spike. Adoring character gets +1 Adventure, gains, then adoring character gains Adventure, tap, draw 1 card. So we are getting some specialty cards here that didn't come in this starter deck. So there are actually special cards in here that are unique to this little pack, which means there's even more cards to grab. Next up, Applejack, Rainbow Dash, Carousel Boutique, and an all art of Miss Rarity herself with Adventure. Other characters in your adventure area get +1 inspiration boost. Of course, this is not a Shining, because the Shining is only in Ruby and in the Shinings are only in Ruby and in the Emerald. But still, it's a really cool art of Rarity there. I think she only wears this dress in Season 3. So that's very interesting. They're pulling from a Season 3 episode here. But still, very cool card. And the final card is Friendship Report. This is, of course, when Spike writes to Princess Celestia about learning a lesson of not running away because he thinks an owl is taking his job. You know, there's a joke to be made about owls taking our job, about the owls, they be taking our jobs, as we look at a Rainbow Dash and Applejack. And ER, Art of Manhattan Streets. Of course, this is the night. Of course, you only got Manhattan Streets and the main booster itself. So this is definitely really, really cool to see. Yeah, that's really cool. So that's automatically a massive pickup for us. And then we have an Applejack with, of course, pre-planned. Choose one Applejack in retirement area, add it to your hand. And then we have a 𝐒𝐓𝐀𝐘. Next up, Twilight, Fluttershy, Sugar Cube Corner, Rainbow Dash, a Vanilla SR Rainbow Dash, and then Friendly Rabbits. And to the end of your turn, each time a rival's character retires in contact, draw one card. Next up, Rainbow Dash, Applejack, Sweet Apple Acres, a second copy of the pre-plan Rarity. Again, we've already opened one of her, so that now puts two of that Rarity in our hands. And then a Fluttershy. We got Sweetie Belle. Then we got Applejack, Carousel Boutique, and we got a pre-planned Pinkie GR right there. So we got a GR. Again, there is no CRs in here. No, there is CRs. That's the colorful rares. We haven't hit a CR yet. We've hit a couple of GRs and we've hit a lot of SRs. So anyways, Pinkie states pre-plan. All characters in your adventure area get +1 inspiration to the end of your turn. And then finally, we got a Twilight Sparkle. I guess I haven't read, actually, some of the cards we've actually gotten, so apologies. Let me go actually read the cards that we've gotten that actually have effects on them that we actually haven't, like, read up on yet. So anyways, Friendship Report was only when there's any Twilight Sparkle or Spike in your adventure area, draw 2 cards. The Fluttershy is Appear. Choose one pet in your adventure area. Gets +3 inspiration till the end of your turn. And Twilight is Appear. Reveal the top card of your deck. If it's an event, draw 2 cards. So if you get a top of your manipulation of your deck, you can do some stuff with that. It's pretty fun. Next up, we got Scootaloo, Rarity, Cloudminium. We got Rainbow Dash, Silver Rare. And then we got Applejack. We got Rainbow Dash, Applejack, Carousel, our triple copy of Rarity pre-plan, and then Time for Class. Good old Miss Charlie. Anyways, choose one character adventure area, gets +1 inspiration until the end of your turn. I think this is the Quinceañera episode, 𝐂𝐓𝐾𝐒. Rarity, an Apple Bloom with Adventure, Sweetie Belle and Scootaloo in your adventure area, get +1 inspiration. Cloudminium, another Twilight Sparkle with Adventure Tap, draw 1, discard 1. And a Pinkie Pie. Of course, this is search for the elements of harmony. Farewell, choose one item in your item with a cost of harmony 2 or less in your time area, add it to your hand. Rainbow Dash, Twilight, Carousel, Fluttershy with Adventure Tap, choose one pet in your adventure area, gets +2 inspiration to the end of your turn. And then Friends from the Other Side. I got friends on the other side. I know that's a completely different movie altogether, but that's where that quote kind of sounds like it. This, of course, is Griffin Brushoff. Reveal the top 2 cards. Reveal the top 2 cards of your deck. Choose one Fluttershy or pet among them to add to your hand. Move the rest to your retirement area. Scootaloo, Rarity, Fluttershy's College, and Fluttershy herself, our first colorful rare from this pack. Our first colorful rare of Fluttershy with Appear. Choose one character with a force of harmony 2 or less your retirement area. Move it to your adventure area. That is really cool there with Fluttershy with a nice picnic. And then finally, another today's homework. Rainbow Dash, Apple Bloom, Golden Oak Library, another GR in Fluttershy with pre-plan. Choose one character in adventure area. It gets +2 inspiration until the end of your turn. And then a Rarity, which Farewell. Choose one event with a cost Force of Harmony 2 or less in your retirement area. Add it to your hand. Next up, Rarity. Rainbow Dash. The Golden Oak Library. Twilight Sparkle. And then Cure for Poison Joke. Of course, this is where they believe Zecora is making apple bloom soup. Again, I don't know how the writers ever did her. She only speaks in rhymes. So anyways, when a Adorned character retires in contact, choose one character in your adventure area, gets +3 inspiration to the end of your turn. Pinkie Pie, Scootaloo, Sugar Cube, Fluttershy, Applejack. This is it, folks. Last 3 packs. These last 3 packs, I believe, are from Pinkie Pie, because I flipped them upside down. So we got Apple Bloom, Scootaloo. So all of these arts are looking like they're coming from, of course, 𝐂𝐓𝐃𝐾. Sugar Sweet Apple Acres, a Pinkie Pie. I believe if these last 3 packs are correct to be the Pinkie Pie packs. We got a Pinkie Pie out of Pinkie Pie. Adventure Tap, choose one character adorned with an item in your adventure. It gets + inspiration until the end of your turn. And then Way to the Top. Reveal top 3 cards of your deck. Choose one character from them, add it to your hand. Move the rest to the retirement area. Of course, this is Dragonshy. With Sweetie Belle, Fluttershy, Fluttershy's Cottage, the pre-planned Applejack, would choose one Applejack in your retirement area, add it to your hand, and then finally, Funny Glasses, again from Griffin Brushoff. Only Adorned Pinkie Pie, when Adorned character retires in contact, move this item to retirement area instead, so it kind of just saves you. The last pack. Can we get lucky with some last pack magic? I would like to see a Alt Art Ruby Rare. I really want one of those. So it's always going to be the 3rd. So yes, this is going to be the specialty card. So we'll put that away. Okay. I had to relook at the backs of the cards. This is the scene card. So it's actually the 4th card out of the set. So we're going to see a Scootaloo, Applejack, Carousel, Fluttershy, and our last specialty card will be just a GR Rainbow Dash with Farewell. Reveal the top 2 cards of your deck, choose one Rainbow Dash or Scootaloo, and add them to your hand. So all the good stuff from our packs, we came out with a Pinkie Pie, a Rainbow Dash, I believe 2 copies of Miss Applejack, 2 copies of this version of Fluttershy, 3 copies of Twilight, 1 copy of the GR pre-planned Fluttershy, 1 colorful rare Fluttershy, 3 copies of Rarity pre-plan, 2 copies of Rainbow Dash, 1 Pinkie Pie pre-plan GR, 1 Manhattan Streets, and then finally 1 Rarity GR. So there we are. No alts except for the Manhattan Streets. I would have liked to see a Ruby Rare alt in my opinion. But that is it, folks. Let me know down in the comments who is your favorite starter deck. Is it Pinkie? Is it Applejack? Is it Twilight? Is it Rarity? Is it Fluttershy? Or is it Miss Rainbow Dash? Tell me who is your favorite character out of all of them. Or are you hoping that eventually we'll get your favorite character like good old Discord, or maybe your favorite character is Starlight Glimmer? Because then a lot of people enjoy Starlight Glimmer. Maybe your favorite character is one of the princesses. Celestia, Luna, Cadence, Twilight when she becomes a princess. But yeah, let me know all of that down in the comments below. And while you guys are commenting, do make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you can notify when my videos go live for you. And there's a possibility I'm probably going to be dragging Paul, and we're probably going to be doing some Tyler and Paul plays this card game. But you just have to wait and see. But anyways, thanks for watching, and we'll see you here next time.